It's overrated. Let's talk about it. Hello all of my otaku friends, my name is Prof Otaku and welcome back to my channel. Today is Should You Read Sunday and we are talking about Horimiya. So most of y'all know what this story is about, but for those of you who do not know, this is a rom-com school slice of life story put out by Yen Press. 16 volumes, we have 14 in English as of the current state right now. It's a simple story. It follows our two MCs, Hori-san and Miyamura-kun. They both live one life at school and one life at home. Hori-san is presented as a cool, sophisticated, super smart student at school, and then at home, she is shown to be a very hard-working, family-oriented person who does a lot of the housework at home and supports the family. Miyamura-kun, on the other hand, he's shown as kind of a sheltered, closed-off, like loner boy. And then at school, he wears glasses, has long hair. And then outside of school, he's a total bad boy. He's got piercings and tattoos, the whole 9 yards. So both of our MCs don't want their other lives revealed to everybody at school, but the ironic twist is one day they both find out about each other. They run into each other in this like opposite life, and so it's their journey together as they confide in each other this, I guess, secret identity as they go through school. So like any school life story, you've got to have a plethora of side characters. We've got side characters here, side characters there, side characters everywhere. We also have a plethora of relationships. You want side character relationships? Here you go. You've got one here, you've got one there, you've got one every page you turn. So before I go into the negatives, which I've got a list of them here, I do want to talk about the positives because I did enjoy the series as a whole. The positives for me were the art and also our two main characters. The art is absolutely fantastic. You've got a great balance of the chibi drawings, face gags, and also very articulated facial structures. Each character is very distinctly drawn, and it's a lot of fun to read. The next thing is the main characters. Hori-san is presented as kind of a quick-tempered person, I guess you could say. She's got a lot of passion, she's quick to get angry, but she's also has a cute, soft side to her. Miyamura-kun, on the other hand, is a gentle giant. You know, he's got this bad boy look, but on the inside, he just wants to be accepted by his friend group, and it's really great to see their friendship and their relationship continue to grow, and also their personalities themselves are very strong. So I think where Horimiya suffers as a rom-com series is the typical pitfall of rom-com series, is that they branch away from the main idea and what made the rom-com super popular in the first place, and then they add too many side characters and get distracted from the main relationship. The reason why I think Horimiya started so strong was because in the first 4 or 5 volumes, it stayed pretty streamlined. I think about my favorite rom-com series of all time, Sweat and Soap. And what Sweat and Soap does really well is that it keeps the main MC relationship the primary focus throughout the whole thing. There are side characters and there are people that go in and out of this relationship, but every chapter shows the main character relationship, which is really awesome. Horimiya had this at the beginning, and then they introduced side characters, side relationships that had no relation to the main characters at all. I mean, they were friends of these side characters, but they weren't like, the side characters' relationships with each other had no impact on the MC's relationship. And it got to the point where I swear from volumes 10 to 14, I can count on 2 hands how many chapters there were with the main MC relationship. I mean, in 4 or 5 volumes, I mean, we barely got any of their relationship. It was all these other side characters, and it was really just, I mean, annoying, to be honest with you. Another thing that bothered me with this series is that it went away from the whole idea of the rom-com in the first place, like I talked about earlier, which is that the two MCs live a different life at school and a different life at home. You know, we see them trying to keep their life concealed in the first several volumes, And then as the side characters come in and they just do their own school life, I mean, we don't get any mention of their, I guess, their problem. Miyamura-kun gets a little bit more of this. I'd say, I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 chapters in like 10 volumes, which still isn't good, but at least he got 6, 7 chapters. Hori-san got like nothing. There's no indication of her like trying to hide her lifestyle at all. It's very weird. It took a complete 180 from what the whole series was about. The last issue I had with this series is that it opened up a lot of interesting and deep topics like abandonment, accepting yourself, trying to get accepted in groups, loneliness, bullying, overcoming adversity, things like that. But they didn't, I feel like they just didn't get to the nitty gritty of it. They would start a chapter going into it, and then they'd just be these like weird kind of awful gag jokes that just tried to like bring some light humor into it. And it didn't work. It just distracted from the main, deep point that they were trying to make. And I think that if this series had just really focused when they were going to focus on these more serious topics, like just give it to us. We want some serious chapters in here. Not every chapter has to be super funny. And especially when they're putting in weak gag jokes alongside these serious chapters. I don't know. It just took away from the impact of some of the more important moments in this rom-com. So to conclude, I really wanted to love this series. I thought that it was going to be something really special, and it wasn't. It just it fell upon the realms of the typical rom-com problems. And so that's just how life is. And one of my subs, Firefrog, told a quote to me which I thought was really interesting that I thought explained Horimiya perfectly. He said, Horimiya is like your favorite restaurant. As a kid, you go there, you think the food is amazing and they've got their specials, but as life goes on and you go back to it year after year and the food gets worse and worse and blander, and you're like, but you still want to keep going because you just really want to go back to those glory days. That's what Horimiya is. It's too bad. I wish it went in a different direction. I still enjoyed the read, don't get me wrong, but it's not one of my favorite rom-coms. It's not even in my top 3. If you read Horimiya, let me know down in the comments. Do you agree with what I said? Do you not agree with what I said? Let's create a discussion. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, tap that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you know when more of my videos come out, and I will see you in the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.